Want to run faster, jump higher, move with more power? The Sports Recovery and Development Program at Bridges Therapy Group builds speed, strength, agility, and endurance while correcting movement issues that can cause injury. Give your athlete the edge. Schedule an assessment today at srdathlete.com.
Love where you live and play with Lindsay Management. Affordable apartments and golf memberships at 9 and 18-hole courses. Buying or selling? Trust Lindsay and Associates. Serving the community for over 50 years. Lindsay, #1 in apartments, golf, and real estate.
It was so eye-opening to me of coming back and even in the stressful moments of matches or games or practices, I can be step away and just be this sport is something that we should enjoy and love to do.
This is Varsity Vibe Stories, brought to you by Lewis Automotive. Sisters Noelle and Claire Hammond have been playing volleyball for as long as they can remember. Moving from Colorado to Centerton, it was the Bentonville West volleyball team that helped them acclimate to that move. But the sport is so much more than that, being a barrier breaker on their recent mission trip to South America. Here's my conversation with Noelle and Claire. Where did the volleyball journey start for you both?
It probably started playing with our family, just in the little rec leagues. We just started to enjoy it, and it just became a family activity where we go out on Saturdays and set up grass nets, and just start building a community through playing volleyball.
Yeah, it runs in the family, Claire, and that was probably pretty important too. I know as a parent to get your kids to play the sport you played. But I'm sure it was just one of those things where it was a bonding thing for you guys as a family.
Yeah, for sure. My mom used to play, and then my dad picked it up in college. So it was just a fun thing to do because they're good. And then, yeah, we just learned how to play, and it was good. Yeah.
When did you both realize, do you remember when it came from just having fun with the family to, yeah, I want to play this sport competitively?
In my 4th grade year, I played on a club team with Noelle, and my mom was the coach, and it was just more competition, but it was just so fun still. And I really thought, oh, this would be a fun sport to play in college or in high school and just grow at it because it's such a great way to just build friendship and yeah, just have a good community of girls.
Mm-hmm. For me, it was a little later, probably 8th grade, when I was playing club and school ball and having my mom as the coach, and it just became more of a reality that I could continue my career. And so, yeah, it was cool to see doors opening for more opportunity.
Yeah, what did that look like? Because there is a mental shift there from realizing, hey, I'm not just playing this for fun because I enjoy it. All of those things are true, but this is a path for me to continue my education or play professionally or whatever it may be. What's the mental shift there when you make those choices?
Mm-hmm. For me, it was I decided that I would love to continue this in 8th grade. But in 9th grade, when we moved to Bentonville, Arkansas, it was more of a reality of that I could chase my dreams and pursue this career. So the mental shift was um, just taking every opportunity to improve and just fall more in love with the game. Yeah.
Where did you guys move from?
We moved from Colorado, a little town called Winter Park.
So how was that shift? What was that adjustment like?
Yeah, that was a big shift going from a small school of 400 in the whole high school. So that was just a eye opener because there was not a lot of competition in sports or anything. Small town, you knew everyone, and it just to go to come here to Bentonville where there's a lot of people and you don't really know everyone. It was just really cool to see how like I can improve here so much better instead of in a small town because it's 6A and where we came from was like 2A, so it was just cool to see like such higher competition in schools.
Did that also help you guys in justifying that, yeah, I'm good enough to play at this level, at this high level, and your eyes are open to completely different level of competition, yet you guys are still being able to compete?
Yeah, for sure. It was, um, yeah, a bit of like validation and also trust in like, oh, like we just moved here and we made our school ball teams. And so that was super cool just to build that connection too, because without this sport, I think we would be both pretty intimidated still by this big place. But building those connections early in the first couple weeks that we moved here really helps like solidify our like stay here.
Yeah, Claire, I was going to follow that up, and I think Noelle really touched on it, but having a community right when you got here to help make that adjustment with that move, how special and important was that for you?
Yeah, I think instant connection with the girls and just like you'd see them in the hallway and it was just like a way to like connect and I think those truly are my friends still to this day even from 2 years ago when we moved. I still have those connections and it's just so nice and I connected with the older girls when I was in 7th grade with the 8th grade girls and now I'm on a high school team with them so it's just like oh we used to play together and I didn't know them as well because I just moved here and now it's like oh, now we're like best friends. So it's just been like a cool transition.
And you both have each other. How do you guys push each other, encourage each other as sisters on and off the volleyball court?
I think our like different personalities can sometimes collide, but they do mesh and we love playing using our free time to play like grass tournaments together or sand, just the two of us. And so we work on our volleyball skills, but also just like living together and yeah, communicating on and off of the volleyball court.
What do you think, Claire?
Yeah, Noelle's for sure my older sister, the one I look up to better and everything, and I just like inspired to be like her. Yeah, she's very good, so it's just cool to like and everyone's like, oh my gosh, like that girl's so good. Yes, that's my sister. I take a lot of pride in it. And yeah, it's cool to see her and she's such a good leader and encourager on the court and off. So that's such a blessing for me to have.
Dare I ask which one of you is more competitive?
Probably Claire.
Yeah, probably me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why is that?
I feel like I'm a little more outgoing and like just passionate. I mean, Noelle's for sure passionate too, but just I express it a little bit more than her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Understand. You mentioned playing sand, and I love that dynamic because it is a two-person team and it's just the two of you out on the court. When did you guys get into sand volleyball? And as you mentioned, traveling to compete in competitions?
Oh, my mom played sand a lot and just I feel like we more began in sand than indoor, just like messing around on the court. And like it was just a nice thing, like an instant partner just to have to play with. So like me and Noel just would goof around, just playing our parents and just like being like, oh, we could take this to like a junior tournament or something and actually try to like compete. So yeah, that's pretty much how we kind of like just did sand. Yeah.
Yeah, Noelle, how fun is that to have that added um level of competition when you play volleyball? Because it is very different than playing, the 6-on-6 on a court and you're playing beach. How has that maybe helped you with your game and making those adjustments back and forth?
The transition from like sand to indoor is like yeah, your sand game helps so much just because you're getting a touch on the ball like in every single rally. And so I think it's been cool for us just to be able to, whatever position we're playing in indoor or for club, we can just once a week or something go out to the sand and practice and refine like every single skill. So I think that's been cool to just see that relationship between indoor and sand coordinate.
And sand volleyball has really grown specifically on the collegiate level. Teams, schools are starting to add a sand volleyball program to their athletic list. And so for you guys who have played the sport, who are now in high school, who would love to probably play at the collegiate level, how fun is it to see that side of the sport grow in addition to the way that traditional volleyball is growing?
I think it's, yeah, quite amazing. And just even to see how it's evolved from, my mom will be watching a sand game and just like be watching and be like, wow, this is amazing. They usually like just set with their platform, but now in the sand, they're like jump setting and like having all these different kind of plays. So I think the, yeah, just game has grown so much technically, but then also just as more girls are getting into it.
The sport of volleyball has grown so much collegiately over the last couple of years, allowing players like Noelle and Claire to look up to the older players on that level. Find out who it is that they look up to on the collegiate level after this, plus how volleyball helped break down some barriers during their mission trip recently to South America.
If you're an athlete that wants to improve your game, maybe improve your 40, jump higher, have better agility, Bridges Therapy Group's Sport Recovery and Development Program can help. They've been helping student athletes reach their highest potential for quite a while now. They've got a team that includes physical therapists, athletic trainers, personal trainers, and occupational therapists. And together, they design individual plans to build speed, explosive power, agility, strength, and endurance. Whether your athlete's returning from rehab or working for a competitive edge, SRD provides the training and guidance to help them succeed. Schedule your athlete's assessment today at srdathlete.com.
Quick Turf is the go-to team for building championship-level sports facilities for public schools, private schools, and the entire school district. They also install beautiful backyard putting greens for homeowners. Known for lifelike, eco-friendly turf, Quick Turf handles everything from design and lighting to drainage and final landscaping. Their all-in-one approach delivers high-performance surfaces for athletes and low-maintenance greens that last for years. With preventative maintenance programs, they keep every field and green looking game day ready. Schedule a free consultation today at quickturf.com. That's QIKturf.com.
Matt Lewis with Lewis Automotive Group, excited to announce our trade-in, trade-up event. During this event, you get thousands extra for your trade value. Plus, it's all backed by the Lewis Guarantee. Double the factory warranty. That's a 10-year, 120,000-mile powertrain. Plus, you get 1 year worth of maintenance on us. This event's only going on at Lewis Automotive Group and is at all of our locations in Fayetteville, Springdale, and Farmington.
Could a little extra support help your child shine even brighter? Bridges Therapy Group empowers kids to live their best life with expert pediatric therapy services tailored to their needs. Their team offers occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physical therapy, guiding families from the first evaluation to every milestone along the way. Give your child the tools to succeed and shine. Visit btgpeds.com to learn more and schedule your appointment today. That's btgpeds.com.
Love where you live and play with Lindsay Management. Enjoy affordable apartments with community amenities like fitness centers and resort-style pools at select locations. Golf memberships are also available at beautiful 9 and 18-hole courses. Buying or selling a home, commercial, or investment property? Trust Lindsay and Associates, serving the community and bringing great neighbors together for over 50 years. Lindsay, #1 in apartments, golf, and real estate.
When you look at volleyball and the growth of volleyball collegiately on both of those levels. Is there any school or players in particular that you guys like to watch and play and compete?
Yeah, for the collegiate level, the Nebraska Huskers just inspire me so much. They're just such a good team, such a great community of like their team individually, and then just like their supporters are just like so huge and play such a big role. And if I could, maybe I'd love to play there, but it would take a lot. Harper Murray, one of my favorite players who also plays on that team, she's so good and just I love watching her play. Yeah.
Do you pick up little things on her game that you try to implement in your own?
Yeah, she for sure has like some amazing shots and stuff. And if I ever like try to like resemble it, I'm like, oh yes, a little Harper Murray shot or something like that. So it's kind of cool to like see, oh, maybe I could try to watch her to get better. And that honestly helps so much just watching a player and just applying it to your game too.
What about you, Noelle? Who do you look up to?
Um, Probably Bergen Riley, from that same Nebraska team. Even though I'm far from a setter, just the way she carries herself on the court, and in like the collegiate sports, just because they do have, when you think of it, they have so much on their plate between school and volleyball and just like this social media world, especially as that is expanding. So I think just the way she carries herself through it all, I think is super, like, yeah, great example.
Yeah, I love that you bring that up because even at high school level, you guys deal with that as well as high schoolers. How have you guys been able to find a way to balance all of that stuff from, social media to school to friends and relationships and all of the other things?
I feel like our coach, Coach Davis, really plays a big part in this. She's very encouraging with this, making sure our grades are on top of things. And just like she runs the social media and making sure that we just like have good content being posted and stuff like that, which is like really help and a very nice like thing to have like that like foundation of like her and like knowing that she will like help you and like just yeah, especially with grades, just like her keeping us on track and everything like that. So
As well as that, like, she also understands that we do have, like, a life outside of volleyball, and so she's been so gracious with just, allowing that time, for us to, go on family trips and just experience things because she does know that, like, things with family or friends, like, life happens, so she's been super gracious in that way. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was going to say, speaking of family trips and vacations, outside of playing the game of volleyball, I know you guys have shared the game of volleyball on some of these mission trips that you've been on. How important is that to you, as an individual away from the game, off the court, to be able to go into countries and communities and give in a way that can be impactful?
yeah, so over um spring break we went to Brazil and we went along the Amazon River on a boat, just going to little communities and like sharing God's word and stuff. And there was kind of a conflict with during this one time in the day, they would have like VBS for younger kids and then men's ministry and women's ministry. And there was this awkward like feeling with the teens who didn't want to go into VBS because they weren't young enough. They didn't really feel like they fitted in. And they want to go in the men's ministry because it wasn't really quite what they felt or suited to. So we had an idea of like bringing volleyball nets and like just showing them how to play because they're all so athletic and it was just really fun to see like older people would jump in, younger kids, just having the time of their life, just laughing. And it was just such an eye opener that this sport really is just like brings people together in just like the greatest way. And it was really cool to see and like teach them how to play. And we left volleyball nets and volleyballs there for them to just play with and use. So that was very, very nice.
You know,
Yeah,
how did
I
that
think
impact you? Yeah.
yeah, even like you think the language barrier, like we didn't know their language, we didn't know so we couldn't really communicate. We had translators, but um so I think volleyball, just playing and like just laughing, and it was so eye-opening to me of like coming back and like even in the stressful moments of matches or games or practices, I can be like step away and just be like this sport is something that we should enjoy and like love to do. And so bringing that back into like my space here and playing in my different seasons.
Going on that trip in general, now looking back, seeing the impact you had with a sport that you love, and breaking down some of those barriers, but the reason for going in the first place, and wanting to connect to communities around the world, and in countries around the world that most people don't get to see and experience. Why was that important for both of you?
I think our dad was really I didn't really know what to expect, to be quite honest, but our dad was super passionate about it, and
Mhm.
so, that kinda got spread around to our family of just being super excited, about it, not exactly knowing what, playing volleyball with them would look like, um, so I think it started with my dad's, like,
Mhm.
passion really exciting us to do it and just to get to know, people from around the world and share something that we love.
Mhm. Yeah,
That spirit of, yeah, go Cliff.
leading up to it, like, we had to raise money and stuff for this trip because, it was just an expensive trip to go on, but it was just so cool, all our supporters who just, help fund us to go on this trip. It was so, like, cool because they may not have the opportunity to go on something, so them supporting us was just, like they felt like they were blessing us so much, which they were. And it was just so cool to see, um, the support behind us and yeah.
That spirit of giving back, it sounds like your dad's a big part of that. Having that sense of community and giving back to the community, how a big of a part is that, in your life and with your family?
Yeah, I would say we've done a couple trips like this before, either as a family or to, like, Brazil with an organization, so yeah, I would say it's pretty big, but kinda like Claire was saying, like, not everyone has these opportunities to go, like, around the world and spread the gospel, so remembering that, like, we can give back to our community right here and right now, and even to, like, teammates and coaches and different things like that, so, yeah, just in every moment trying
Mhm.
to give back and show the joy of Jesus.
How special has that been for both of you? Because it is something away from the volleyball court, and more speaks to the heart of just both who you guys are.
Yeah, after, like, coming back from the trip, I just was like, "This little helping people like this every single day can apply not just to we don't have to travel across the world to do it, but we can just do it in our own community and just, like, help people out in need," and, like, we got a lot of help going on the trip, so it's just like we can just help others in, like, other ways like that and not even needing to provide money, just, like, encouragement and stuff like that.
It is so evident talking to both of those young ladies just how much they love the sport of volleyball, but also how much their service goes far beyond the court and into the community. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Varsity Vibe Stories. A special shout out to our sponsors, Lindsay, Lewis Automotive, Bridges Therapy Group, and Quick Turf. I'll be back next time with more stories to tell.